Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike with the Traveling Truck on YouTube. I wanted to go over this AC unit here a little bit, and in the next few days or so, I'm going to be making little clips of different tests involving how much power the AC unit's actually using, how long it's taking to charge the batteries, and what each mode supports. So I'm just going to show you here real quick. See if you can see this here. So the instruction manual didn't show anything about this. So this mode here is strong. This one's your normal AC. If you press it again, it goes to just fan. This is sleep mode. Voltage button. This little electric bolt. This is a sleep timer. This actually turns the display on the screen on and off. Then you got temp down, temp up, fan high, fan low. The center button is to oscillate this here. It'll move back and forth. And then this one was interesting, the 26 Celsius. This is actually to put it on eco mode, and it does cause the temperature to go up, which I found if you just turn the temp up, it will cause the eco mode to actually just come on anyways. And then of course you've got a power button, so I will go ahead and hit the power button real quick. And as you can see, it's already on eco the last time I used it. And the screen here, you can actually see it better than you did on the previous video. You have the eco symbol here. I can't really point at it. At the top right is the eco symbol. The top left is AC. That just means that the compressor is running. And the temp is 26 degrees. And the fan is really hard to say, but it says auto fan. So you can change all of this and set it however you want. Now again, on the screen, 26 Celsius. Then you got the blue AC symbol that the compressor's running. I can actually hear it out there. And then you've got the green one, which is eco. So alright, I'm gonna show you on my phone here real quick what this is actually drawing at the moment. And we are at I think we're at about 70%, so give me 1 second, we'll check that out. Alright, so this is the Victron Smart Shunt app, and our battery is currently at 69%. And I'm just going to show you some of this info right now. So as you can tell, I'm at a negative 26 watts. It's just the fan that's kicking right now. That's just because the temperature is already low. I will just to show you, yeah, see here you go. As you can see, the AC symbol is off right now. If I turn it down a little bit, it kicks out of eco, but here, we'll turn it up just a little bit. Or should I say down? Let's put it right here. Okay, here it goes. This symbol just popped up. And just to show you here on this end, the compressor just kicked on now. All right, so we are at 726, 741. This is how much is being drawn, minus maybe about 30 watts of power, because the power inverter is connected to this. So, and you can see at the bottom here, it'll show you how much time is remaining on that with that much of a draw. So this is a max draw right there, and it just massively dropped down. Not sure what made it drop down. We still have the compressor running, and this is cold. This is really cold. Yeah, we got about 57 watts. There's no solar panels hooked up to the truck right now, and the truck is off. Just so that you can see, the truck is not running right now. So, whoop. Just let this reconnect. We're at about a negative 39 watts. I am not exactly sure why. And then the bottom one there is the voltage for the truck. And I might have just figured out why. Okay. The charger was still on. I think, okay, yeah, I'll explain the charger in a minute, but okay, here we go. So we're at 850 watts. So basically it was mixing the truck batteries in with it. That's why the power was so low. So this is our max draw pretty much here. And I'll just show you here. We're gonna put this on strong. All right. You can see a little muscle guy at the top right. It is at 17 degrees. Let's take a look here real quick, see what we're at for power. About 870 watts, and again, minus the 20 to 30 watts or so that I'm actually already pulling. So we're about that 850 watt mark that this unit is advertised to pull at a max. And as you can see, this is actually still refreshing. It's dropping down. I do have a 900 amp hour battery bank. There are three 300 amp hour batteries, which I can show you later. So I'm gonna get a decent amount of time, but this is, remind you, this is on max mode here. I'll show you. It hasn't been on long, so I got this little device here. This is like a wind speed sensor, and it's gonna be hard to show you. Actually, I think if I hit, yeah, I can get the screen to come on, right? And this also shows you the wind chill. So if I hold this up, if I can actually get this onto a good spot, that's the problem. I'm not sure how accurate this is actually going to be. So the fan speed is much lower than what it is. See, if I put it right there, that might be a better spot. There you go, that's a little better. It's kind of hard to, I mean, I could try, actually, try to lift it up. This will probably work a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Kind of cool that a little bit, so I got it pointing in the right direction. So we are getting about, what, 12 miles an hour? The temp says it's about 63.8. I know that's a bit hard to see, but yeah, about 12 miles an hour of wind speed. I'm gonna show you, that says 63.8. I'm not really sure how accurate that is, so what I'm gonna do, I have this thermometer on a Pixel 9 Pro, and this, it works pretty good. There you go. So that's the temp coming out of the unit right now. We're at about 56.5, 56.6. About that. Again, this isn't perfectly accurate, but I do think that it's a lot better than this unit here. This is really just giving you an idea of the fan speeds. And matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down. Oh. Let's bring it down to its lowest fan speed and just see what we get. I do believe this is accurate. Okay, so we're getting about 6.4, 6.7 miles per hour on low fan speed. Sorry, the screen just shut off on me. I'm not sure if you can see that. This time it's saying about 6.2. Right, so we got about 6.2, and then we will go up one more on this fan. We're getting about a 7.3, and as you can see, the temperature is slowly getting down. It takes a while. So we got about 7.3, and we're gonna go up one more fan speed. That would be on 3. So we're getting 8.2, and we're at about 57.7, which is about what the Pixel's thermometer said. So we got 8.5, and then we'll go up. We're almost at the max setting. miles per hour, 58.2 degree wind chill. And then we've got full. This is our max setting. This one, actually, it's really not the max setting, because if you put it on strong mode, the fan will actually go much faster. I'll show you that here in a minute. So about 10.7 miles per hour, 57.9 degrees. And then just to show you guys, so you can see we're already on max, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and hit the strong button, and it still shows max, right? It's still the highest level, but just to show you, it does significantly increase. Alright, so we're about, well, I mean, it's gonna make me sound wrong, but I'm telling you, it definitely went up. That was just the reefer running outside. Well, about 11.1. I think originally we were getting 12. And then just do one more temp check here real quick with the app here. We are down to about 55 degrees. All right, and then let's just check this app one more time and see where we're at on our battery. All right, so we are at 68%. It's been sitting for a while there. We are on max. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the normal AC mode. Actually, here, we'll show you this one. So this is just your fan mode, if you can see that. Just the fan on the lowest fan setting. The compressor is still running outside, so it's gonna take a minute to shut down. But we are at about 186 watts, and it just shut down now. Okay, there we go. So now again, keep in mind about 20 to 30 watts is actually just some miscellaneous things that I have running, but we are pulling 38, 39 watts there, as you can see. That would be on the lowest fan option, and then I'm going to put this all the way up to the highest option. And I just showed you the wind speed for each option as well. Okay, so we're at 57 watts. All right, and then let's move on to, well, this is going to be a little bit difficult, but we're going to try, we want the AC, we're going to do sleep mode. We're going to jump up, let's say about 22 degrees. All right, okay, all right, 22 degrees. Is it actually on? I don't think it is on sleep mode. Let me try it again. There it goes. Okay. So here, let's show you real quick. You see that little moon symbol? Now what's interesting is it does shut the display off. So I think that's pretty cool. And right now, we're drawing a pretty good chunk of power right here. Oh, there we go. We're getting about 656 watts on sleep mode. Now you have to remember, this is going to cycle back and forth. So for each mode, each day I'm going to attempt to try, you know, each particular mode and let you know how much battery I ended up using through it. But as you can see right now, well, it's still adjusting. We're at 10 hours and 54 minutes or so, 52. 51. I think it's going to keep going down for, oh no, yeah, about 10 hours and 52 minutes. The compressor did just drop down. We're at 530 watts. So I got almost 11 hours of runtime, and I am at 68% battery power right now. So that's actually not bad at all. That is just the sleep mode. That's not even the economy mode. So the economy is definitely going to make a bigger difference. All right, so basically what I want to do for this video is show you guys exactly how much power it's using, and I know that these AC units typically you know, the compressor comes on and off, or actually in this case it just slows down or increases as you go. But I do want to make a bunch of little video clips to show you different temperatures outside, temperatures inside, and different states, which means, you know, humidity or maybe without humidity. Right now I am in Nogales, Arizona, and the temperature outside is 81 degrees, if you can see that. It's about 81 degrees. And you just saw it was pushing, what, about 55 degrees was coming out of the vent on max. So I will be showing a reading, or probably from the Pixel phone, and different temperatures outside, and hopefully that helps you determine whether you think the system is worth how much, you know, it costs. And I will go over those things as well, how much I paid for the whole setup, not just, you know, the AC unit itself, you know. But I noticed that not many videos actually really talk about how long this unit lasts, you know. I have seen one video that somebody posted about how much power it's drawing, and my tests are showing that his video was correct on that. But I haven't seen somebody talking about it in a semi truck, so I want to try to get a more advanced version of that so that I can answer all of your questions. And if there are any questions that I might have missed, anything that I may have missed, just let me know in the comments, and I will definitely try to make a video or at least reply back to you about, you know, answering your particular, you know, question. Anyways, I'm going to cut this video here, and I will be back tomorrow with an update. Alright guys, see you soon. Guys, before I post up the next clip or make another clip for the next one, I am going to do a quick little test right now. Actually, I have this thing set at 26 Fahrenheit on eco mode. I'm gonna leave it on just like this and let it do its thing. I probably will only be here for maybe 2 or 3 hours, but I will, before I take off and start the truck, I will show you what the battery level is and things like that, just to give you a quick little idea of how the eco is. So I'm just gonna show you here real quick. We're at 68%. We're drawing negative 29 watts. And the time is 9:11. All right, so I will return back here in a bit, and I'll let you know how long this battery lasts, and I'll be sure not to turn the TV or anything like that. So I'll see you guys in a few hours. Guys, so I'm gonna cut the test short because the temperature outside has dropped to about 70 degrees, 71, somewhere around there. But just wanted to go back to it real quick. The compressor did turn on a few times. It is currently 10:10, so about an hour, and we've dropped 1%. And like I said, the compressor probably came on, I don't know, maybe like 8 times, but every time it would start, it would run for like maybe a minute to 2 minutes. Anyways, I'll come back and we'll try some other modes, probably tomorrow in a different location. Take it easy, guys. Hey guys, real quick, I just wanted to show you, I've had this thing running on eco mode since last night. I stopped at, what, maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I ended my day. I will say last night it was probably about, maybe, I think it was 68. It's like 68 degrees outside. This is at 26 Celsius in eco mode, but right now it's 92 degrees. Right? And this is the best part. So I was watching TV for probably about an hour and a half. I shut the TV off, charged up my phone, and I've had this on non-stop on eco, and even at 68 degrees it does warm up a bit in here, so the compressor would come on a little bit here and there. Here's the best part. I didn't make a video clip showing what the actual what the percentage was at when I got there, but 76% is what I started with on that battery. And I just did a full 10-hour break, and I am currently at 61% battery left right now. 61%. So the fact that at nighttime it seems like you're just going to use much less power anyways, because the temperature is going to drop versus the daytime. So now I'm realizing I think I'm going to have to do a video of me doing a 10-hour break during the day and driving nights. I typically drive days and sleep at night, so I think if that's what you do, this is probably going to last you a lot longer. I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit more and get back to you on that one. But that is the eco mode, and the next one we will try a little bit of just the regular AC mode and see how that lasts at night. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next clip. I almost forgot to show you the temp readings. Now, since the other video, I have had the front curtain open for a while, so now the AC is fighting the heat in the front of the truck. But I'll just show you real quick if you can see that. Hopefully you can make that out. So we are at 9.1 miles per hour wind speed, and I believe that's at full? Yeah, almost maxed out. 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and just to show you here, I think that's about right. We've got about 69.1, 68.9. That's 69 over there. Getting about 68.9 at the lowest, and this is saying 67.8, which is probably more accurate than the pixels sensor, because the pixel is actually supposed to just be reading the actual surface, not the wind chill. But anyway, just wanted to show you guys that real quick before I ended that video. Alright guys, so it's been a few days. We're at a Love's truck stop. I parked here so I can get a free shower. Thanks to ES Advantage with the fuel card that I use, I get the free platinum status, so I was able to stop here and grab a shower for free. Anyways, I wanted to give you guys a quick little rundown of the last couple days. So I have been using the AC unit both days. The first day I had it on eco mode. I was at about 96% battery fully charged, and I dropped down to I want to say it was like 85%. So I went through about 15% battery on eco mode for that night, and last night was much better. So I'm going to do another kind of similar video for that one, since I didn't do a video yesterday. I have been a little bit sick, but I started at 98% battery yesterday. I did about 10.5 hour break, and this time I put it on regular AC mode and set the temperature to 21 Celsius. Did not use eco mode, did not use max strength or whatever, and I don't know, can't remember what I had the fan level at, but the fan was it had to have been a probably medium level. Anyways, I woke up and I go back up front to check the battery level. As you can see here, right now I got 100%. So I go to check the battery level, and I had 71% battery left. So I went through, what's that, about 27%, 27% is all I went through to run that on normal AC, which is pretty impressive. It was a little bit cooler outside. Today will be a good example, because I'm gonna show you guys here, right? If you can make that out, try to get to focus, and it's probably not going to focus. Anyways, right now it's 83 degrees. It's gonna be 82 at 11. We got 79 degrees at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then that's when it's gonna start going back up. We are at the Loves in well, I'm not really sure, Harrison County, I know that much. So it's nothing you can really tell, but there are some wet spots here and there. So, there is obviously some humidity here. But I will say last night I wasn't too happy with the humidity in the truck. Now, it was definitely more humid outside, but in the truck it was significantly less. But I am somebody, if you know me, you know that I don't like humidity at all. Unfortunately, what I'm realizing is, unlike the truck, I am not able to just, put half heat, half cold air on. This mini split is strictly just cold air AC. There's no heat to it, so that does kind of suck. But I don't know if I can freeze myself out. That AC gets really cold, and you would have to have the compressor on the entire time. Maybe there is some kind of mode that can at least keep the compressor running at a low point. I will look into that, but just show you real quick here. It is 76% humidity level here in Mississippi, Harrison County. So we're gonna go ahead and start it up, and we'll see how this goes out. I just want to show you real quick. We are at 100% full charge. There is no power going in, no power going out. I am about to shut the truck off here in a second. I will also mention, and let me see if I can show you real quick. We do have something a little bit different hooked up. Sorry if it's dark. That light sucks. So we do have, right there is a cooler fridge, and yes, it is running. One side's a freezer, one side's a fridge. What that means is that we've got about an additional 50 to 60 watt draw running on this battery. Plus, I do have my internet set up in here, which is running the battery, which if you've seen any of my other videos, then you'll know the internet setup is the Netgear Nighthawk. Plus phone charger, and of course the TV over there. I usually use that for about an hour or two. The TV does draw about 140 watts, somewhere around there. So I will be using whatever I want normally. We are going to be doing about maybe 7 hours. I'm going to be doing a split today, so this isn't going to be a full 10-hour shift, but I am going to run the AC on a I'm going to shut the truck off now. I am going to run this on a normal AC mode. We will try to get a little bit crazier with it. Again, here, let's give it a shot. We're gonna put this down. How about we do, I don't know if I want to freeze out that much. Let's do 20. Let's drop down to 20 degrees. If you can see that, we got it set at 20 degrees. This is just the normal AC mode here. Okay, you can see the screen there. It's not sleep mode, it's not eco mode, it's none of that. Don't mind the mess. Yeah, the drawer, I have to literally take the drawer out. I need screws. It's an old truck. So I got it on now, and truck's off. As you can see, truck is not running. We are at 100%. We're drawing max power 895 watts or so right now, but that will, I just turned it on, so that will drop down. But yeah, so we will come back to it again in a few hours. This is the first test that we're gonna do with the humidity being involved. But yeah, I will see you guys in about 7 hours. We'll go over it real quick and see how much battery power we got left after this. And I think from there, honestly, we're going to move on to charging and the battery setup and talk about some of that, so that I can wrap up this video, because I do think that there is a lot of information on here. And hopefully, again, this video here will help you guys decide whether you want to do this or not. But all right, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, so I kind of forgot to record the actual time, so I just looked at a chart, and I'll show you here in a second. But it looks like at about 10:29 p.m. we had turned on that AC unit. Show you here. It was pretty much, I know it was at 100%. For some reason this chart does not show 100%. But this is our graph as to when, and I don't know if you can see that. So if I pull the chart right about here, so let's say about 10:30. All right, and it is currently 5:17. And I'm going to show you right now what our battery level is at. We're at 71% and 638 watts. I did just open the curtain, so the compressor came back on. About 10 hours remaining on that 71%. So we ran the unit for about, we're almost at 7 hours. And just to show you, it is still at 20. It's freezing. It's too cold for my likings. I will probably be shutting that off, or should I say next time. I don't think I'm going to be doing it at 20 degrees, but you got an idea. The compressor was running for pretty much the whole night. I think up towards the end it started to kind of turn on and off a little bit more, but this is the longest that I've had the compressor running. So this is the largest battery consumption that I've had so far. I really think that's it for the testing on this unit. I think most of the numbers are there for you, and I will try to edit up the video and add the details to each particular section or video clip that I have made, because this is a long video and I'd like to try to break it down into different modes so that you can just kind of scroll through the video if you needed to pick whatever you want. Anyways, guys, the next part we are going to talk about is charging the unit, and I'll get into that later today. We'll make another video for it, and then I will do the editing, and we should be good. Alright, guys, see you in a little bit. Yeah, so we've covered pretty much everything when it comes down to the actual AC unit itself. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, which is going to be a really quick one, is charging the batteries. So I've got the truck running right now, and I'm going to go ahead and show you on our phone here how much power that I'm actually getting, and then I'm just going to tell you what the charging level, you know, has been with driving. Now, one second. So one thing I do want to mention is the charger that I have is a 60 amp charger. The problem with it, there is something wrong with, okay, so it has 60 amp charging, and then it's got this mode for 30 amp charging. And I can show you up front, it's going to be hard to see, and I'll try to post up a picture, but I have two switches, one that turns the charger on when the truck's running, and then the other switch goes from 60 amps, drops you down to 30 amps of power. For some reason, my charger, the 60 amp, does not seem to work right. It would only charge for a little bit, and then it just kind of cuts out. So, in this case, I'm not sure, let's see. It's actually complaining right now that there's too much of a draw. In this case, I can really only run it on the 30 amp. And again, remember, I have the fridge running up there, and I also have my internet set up. So I'm not going to get the full 30 amps, but I have done some testing on this particular one, and I will leave a link down in the description for that particular DC to DC charger. But I am getting a very consistent 30 amps when I do it in the low power mode. And I'll just show you here real quick if you can see this. Okay, it says we're getting 26 amps right now going in, 350 watts. Now what I'll do, and you're probably not going to be able to see this anyways, but behind here, there you go. So you got these two switches here. This one will shut it off. So I flick this one down. Okay. Now you can see I'm drawing 5.17, 5.10 amps or so. Then I flick the first switch to on. Then you can see, no, it hasn't actually kicked, there it goes. Just kicked in right now. We got about 26. Okay, so it's a little over 30 amps is what it's pushing. Now, the second switch over here, it's on right now. This is low power mode. So if I flick this down, this puts it on high, the 60 amp. And you're gonna see here, you see I'm actually getting a smidge over 60. The problem with this is it doesn't run very long. I think it's actually defective. So it's constantly charging for about 1 minute at that full 60 amps of power, and then it cuts back out and drops to basically 0 amps. It doesn't do anything for about 2 or 3 minutes, then it kicks back on. Now, if I leave this on, the second switch on, this is consistent. I'm constantly getting 30 amps. So what I will talk about is how long it lasts. So I just drove about 6.5 hours. I was at 51%. I did have a little bit of idling here as far as getting some fuel, things like that. And I did hit, I would say by the time I got here, realistically, probably about 82%. I went from 51 to 82%. So in 6.5 hours, I only gained, what, 30%? That's not all that great, but had I had the 60 amp actually working correctly and I was pulling in the correct amount of power, then in that case, I would have been at about a 60% increase on the battery in 6.5 hours, which isn't bad. Will you be able to charge the batteries from dead to 100 with a 60 amp? Again, I have 900 amp hours of batteries. I don't think so. No, realistically speaking, no, because the way these chargers work is they'll run, you know, a slower amount at the beginning, then they'll max out during the middle of it, and then towards the end of the battery it'll slow down a little bit. I think you would probably need about 12 hours or so to completely charge it. I will be making another video about adding solar panels. I'm going to try to run about 400 watts of solar panels, which will be a little bit more than the 30 amps that I'm getting right now. And then I'm probably going to be ordering another charger to swap this defective one out so I can get that 60 amps. So I should be at, you know, somewhere realistically about 800, 750, 800 watts from the DC to DC charger that I have in the truck. And then an additional 400 watts during the day from the solar panels. Now, that I will tell you will definitely charge faster than 11 hours. But what's really good about that setup is even if you're parked, the AC unit, as you saw in previous videos, we were getting about 750 watts, 800 watts, and even up to the high 850. Just 400 watts of solar panels would cut that down in half and basically double the life of your batteries. So, which brings me into the next and the pretty much last part here, the batteries. How much do you need? Again, I got three 300 amp hour batteries, totaling out to 900 amp hours, wired in parallel. They are all lithium batteries. I would highly recommend you go with lithium and stick with the setup that I've done. Don't buy lead acid batteries. They're very heavy. These ones here were only about 59 pounds for each battery. And really you're just looking to get, you know, if you're just trying to get maybe a whole 10-hour break like me, I went into 900 amp hours. And after doing some testing in some of the videos I showed you, I don't actually believe that that's really necessary. I think 600 amp hours, just 2 of these batteries would have been enough. If I could decide to not buy the 3rd battery, I'll be honest with you, I would have chose to take the 3rd battery. I do use the TV, a bunch of other things too. Matter of fact, if I could, I would prefer to have just put 4 in there, but there's reasons why I don't want to go that high. It just kind of concerns me having that much battery power underneath the bed and all the things that could go wrong with it. So for me, I think the 900 amp hours was just the right amount. But that's something that you're going to have to decide based on this video of everything that you saw. There should be more than enough information to determine what is best for you. You know, because your setup may be different than mine. Maybe you don't need all this. And I like to have my AC running at about 68 degrees. Maybe you want to keep it at 78 degrees most of the time and it's running on eco mode. You know what? Honestly, you probably could get away with just one 300 amp hour battery, you know? Or maybe you find a better deal on 200 amp hour batteries, so you decide to get 4 200 amp hour batteries and you come out to 800 amp hours. Hey, maybe that works good for you too. You know, I happen to get a good deal on these particular batteries, so I grabbed them. But you will have to decide on your own what kind of batteries you want in particular. And I will post up a link to these batteries. They are some Chinese batteries, but they seem to work pretty good. I don't know a whole bunch about them, but really I wasn't too sure if this setup was going to work for me. Now that I have done it, I kind of wish that I had went, you know, all in on it and bought some high-end batteries. But again, that's up to you to decide. The next thing I want to talk about, one last thing before I end out this video, APU exemptions. Okay, so in the United States, we do have APU exemptions, which most people think is strictly for the engine. From what I have heard, APU is auxiliary power unit. If you have a cooling and a heating system, or even just a cooling system really, where you have the condenser mounted on the back of the truck and you have batteries, in which way, if the truck was off, you have climate control or electricity, it does not matter if it's a little generator engine on the outside of your truck. This does qualify as an APU exemption. I believe in most states about 500 pounds that you can be over on your 80,000 mark. With this whole setup, the batteries were about 59 pounds a piece. There's only 3 batteries, and the AC unit maybe 40, 50 pounds, somewhere around that mark, maybe a little bit more. I would say we're somewhere around 250 pounds. But even though it's 250 pounds of weight that was added to this truck, I still have the full APU exemption of 500 pounds. So I actually can carry 250 pounds of extra weight than what I could prior to putting in this APU system. Because that's what this is, guys. This is an APU. That's exactly what it is. I mean, you know, and that's probably why you're looking it up, because fuel cost. I mean, we burn so much fuel. You're spending probably about 40, 45 bucks or so for every break that you're taking in just fuel of idling. But that's just fuel. We're not even talking about the wear that you're putting on these engines from idling. So this system is awesome, really. I'm beyond impressed with it, and I really don't have anything bad to say about it. So the next video I'm going to be posting is going to be a review video strictly of the AC unit. That'll come out in probably about another 2 more weeks. I really want to try to test it out, get my charger fixed up or get a new one, you know, maybe even get solar hooked up to it. But either way, I'm going to be making a video strictly on the AC unit as a review video. After that, I would like to make an additional video about the solar setup, and testing it again, how long these batteries last. So again, guys, I really, really hope that this really long video actually will help you determine whether this is a good idea for you or not. And if you guys have any, and I'm serious, you guys have any comments or questions, anything, post them down in the comment section below. If you know me, I'm really good at replying back to people. I love helping out other guys, especially owner-operators, you know. So if you have any questions about it, or maybe even something that you want me to try out that I didn't mention here, I will be more than happy to actually, you know, do some extra tests just for you, maybe even make a video on it as well. Anyways, guys, again, I really, really appreciate it and the amount of effort that I put into these videos so far. If you would please hit the like and subscribe button, and hit the bell notification so you do get future updates of any of the new videos that I do, including the review video, which will be out in about 2 to 3 weeks. Anyways, guys, this is Mike with the Traveling Trucker, and have a good one.